Every morning at precisely 6:30 a.m., Arthur Reynolds creaked out of bed and shuffled toward the kitchen. At 78, his knees ached before his feet hit the floor, and each step sounded like the turning of an old crank. The pain wasn't new. It had been building for over a decade. Years of carpentry work, climbing ladders, lifting timber, kneeling on rough concrete had taken a toll on the cartilage cushioning his joints. His doctor had explained it in plain terms. Osteoarthritis. There's no going back, she said. We can manage the pain, but cartilage doesn't grow back easily, Arthur. He tried everything. Heat patches, turmeric capsules, glucosamine pills the size of bullets, even swimming 3 times a week at the community center. They helped a little, but the stiffness remained. Some nights it throbbed so badly he'd sit on the edge of the bed and rock gently, whispering to himself just to distract his mind. That changed the day he ran into Irene Keller at the pharmacy. Irene was 80 but walked like she was 50. Straight-backed, swift-footed, and always smiling. She and Arthur had worked in the same construction circles back in the day, and they'd exchanged pleasantries whenever they crossed paths. This time, Arthur couldn't help but notice her mobility. "Irene," he said, adjusting his cane, "you look like you've traded your joints with someone half your age." "What's your secret?" She grinned and reached into her bag. "This," she said, pulling out a mason jar filled with something golden and creamy. "I call it my joint drink. A neighbor from Okinawa gave me the recipe. I've been drinking it every morning for 6 months. No more knee pain." Arthur eyed it suspiciously. "What is it, snake oil?" "Better," she laughed. "Collagen-rich bone broth, turmeric, black pepper, and a splash of lemon. Sounds odd, I know, but it works." He raised an eyebrow. "That simple?" "Simple, but powerful," she said. "Rebuilds cartilage, reduces inflammation, and wakes up your joints better than any pill I've ever tried. You just have to commit." Arthur took the recipe home that day. The ingredients were humble: chicken feet, bones, carrots, celery, garlic, apple cider vinegar. He simmered it all for 12 hours, then strained it into jars and stored them in the fridge. In the morning, he warmed a mug, added a half teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. The first sip was earthy, rich, almost buttery. Not bad. Certainly better than swallowing another pill. He drank it again the next morning. And the next. By day 4, something shifted. He didn't need his cane to walk from the kitchen to the mailbox. By day 10, he could get into his truck without bracing the door for support. The pain wasn't gone, but the deep, grinding ache had dulled. He called Irene. "Is this stuff legal?" he joked. She laughed. "Told you." "Collagen, Arthur. Your body needs it to rebuild cartilage, and bone broth gives it to you in the best form." Arthur dove deeper. He read article after article. Scientists were now studying the effects of collagen peptides, and while nothing was a miracle cure, the evidence was building. Regular intake of collagen-rich broth, combined with anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and black pepper, actually helped stimulate the body's ability to repair joint tissue. The lemon added vitamin C, essential for collagen synthesis. Within a month, Arthur no longer winced when he stood up. He returned to light woodworking in his garage, something he hadn't done in over a year. The joy of shaping wood, of sanding and carving, brought life back into his hands and into his heart. He began sharing the drink with friends at the senior center. He brought a thermos to domino night, pouring steaming cups for the curious. "Drink this," he told them. "Don't ask questions, just trust the process." Even skeptical ones like George, who swore nothing could touch his arthritis, came back 2 weeks later asking for more. One afternoon, Arthur hosted a joint juice workshop at the center. He showed people how to boil bones, explaining that joints, knuckles, and chicken feet yielded the richest broth. "It's not pretty," he said, "but it'll get you walking again." He explained how turmeric needed black pepper to activate curcumin, the anti-inflammatory compound. He talked about vitamin C and how essential it was to make collagen stick. People took notes. They brought mason jars. They shared stories. Months passed. Arthur's cane gathered dust in the corner. He didn't throw it away, out of habit perhaps, or humility. But he no longer needed it. His steps were smoother. His mornings didn't begin with pain, but with movement. He walked with Irene every Sunday now around the lake trail. One spring morning, as the trees bloomed pink and the air smelled of renewal, Arthur paused by the water. "You know," he said to Irene, I used to think age meant giving things up, but this stuff, it gave something back. She nodded, sipping from her thermos. You just needed the right kind of help, not from a bottle, from the earth. That evening, Arthur sat down to write a note to his daughter in Oregon. I found something that works, he wrote. It's not medicine, it's food. Simple, healing food. I never thought I'd feel this strong again, but I do. My knees don't own me anymore. I wake up ready to move, to build, to live. You should try it too. He attached the recipe, folded the letter, and smiled. The drink was just bone broth, turmeric, black pepper, and lemon. But what it gave him was more than comfort. It gave him mobility, confidence, dignity. And every morning, as the sun poured through his kitchen window, Arthur raised his steaming mug and whispered, "To the knees that carry me, let's keep going."